Alright, so we're starting day 2. Made some adjustments to the car yesterday. I put new fresh tires on the front. We're going to drop front pressure down a little bit, get a little bit more grip up front, and you know, hope for the best. I've kind of been inconsistent, and that's been like the biggest struggle, is I haven't been consistent in my driving. I've been struggling just to figure out the right way to hit it in my car. This is such a technical and difficult course. I've had a few people come over and talk to me. Ben Hobson actually came over and chatted with me, you know, about my car, gave me some feedback, and I told him some of the stuff I was struggling with. It was really great. Good feedback. I've talked to a couple of guys. Michael Farino is a drifter that I know from the Carolinas. He's out here with Mustang. He gave me some feedback. Adam Rozak, man, I feel so bad. He broke a shift fork yesterday, but he was watching my runs and gave me some feedback too. So we'll see. I think that I can do okay with tandem chase. It's just making sure my lead run is consistent, making sure I'm getting that first outer zone. That's been the biggest struggle, is hitting that outer zone, because there's a downhill and my gearing, I'm hitting limiter in second gear coming up to it, but I really should be entering in third gear and then downshifting. It's a lot to hit third gear, huck it, downshift, handbrake. It's just a lot going on. So I've been leaving in second, hoping that I can manage that way. And sometimes I can stretch it out, sometimes I can't. So we're about to head over to the driver's meeting, and fingers crossed things go better today. We got practice for an hour in the morning, and then we'll go into the comp in the afternoon. Just got done with the driver's meeting. It's kind of interesting, a lot of debate about how to run the track. There's a couple of shorter wheelbase cars like me and my 86, a couple Miatas, an E30. That wall there is it's a touch and go, so we're talking about what the right line to take is. Because if you have a short wheelbase car like me, and they get on the wall, and you get a longer wheelbase car behind me, if they're following the exact line, they're gonna hit the wall, and that's you know, potential for a 0 or deduction. So, and then they're also trying to decide how to do practice, because normally they split it up into 2 groups, but the track is dirty, so they thought about running. Ooh, don't go off there, that'll break my car. So they're trying to decide how to do practice. We're gonna try and run it with everybody, but then we voted, and the first run group is going to pretty much sweep the track, and the second run group is going to get a little bit better track surface, because this is in several spots on the track. It's still muddy, still dirty. They did their best to clear it off, but it can take a long time.
Oh, that was so sick. Getting tandems in with Taylor Hull, Formula Drift driver. Man, he was on my freaking door. Oh, that was so sick.
practice is over. Had a couple of really good runs, had a couple of okay runs. Last one, it was definitely getting a little saucy, track's a little dirty, tires a little greasy, everything's a little hot. Had a little bump. Bumper came off. I forget his name, right there in the blue 240. Dewey hit like bash bar to bash bar. I was leading on transition. He surged forward and just bumped me. And I was all worried because it felt really hard, but nothing's damaged, nothing's broken. The bash bar did its job. Now it is bent down a smidge, and the bumper is now in 2 pieces, so we're not gonna run a bumper for the rest of the day. We're just gonna have bash bar in the back and let it rip and see how we do.
Dude, that was awesome.
You got it, man.
Okay, cool. Good job, man. That was awesome. Well, that's it. I lost in top 64. What an incredible experience.
As a grassroots driver, to get to drive with some of these guys is just mind-blowing. Like, as someone who drives a relatively low-power car, but a a good grassroots car, driving with some of these pro cars is just wild. Like, it really gives you a better idea of how limited your driving and car is and what you need to change to be better. So I learned a ton this weekend. There's a bunch of stuff I'm gonna change on my car. So I don't walk over and check out Taylor Ray's car earlier. I'm gonna do that right now. So this is Taylor Ray and his sweet LS Miata. I love seeing the door marks, or the wheel marks on the door. Tons of flake. Yeah, super cool, man. To be at the same venue as some of these guys, it's just super awesome. Super, super awesome. The same driver's list, same driver's meeting. A Lexus SC300. Another LS Miata. Dude, I love these tops, these bikini tops or whatever they're called. Yeah. LS SC300. Cool. Good stuff. Ethan Cornell. I bought my parts 86 from him. There's Taylor Hole right there. Getting tandems in with a pro driver like Taylor Hole chasing you down in his crazy FD car when you've got a 250 horsepower curl, it's just wild, man. All right, let's see if we can wrap this up. This was an awesome weekend down here in Florida, Klutch Kickers, round 4 at Emerald Coast Dragway. This is such a neat venue because, like, the track owner's son is one of the people in the series, right? He likes drifting, and because of that, the track owner decided he saw the opportunity to invest in his facility to do drifting here. So that's super cool. The competition here is definitely a different style that I'm used to, right? So a lot of drift competitions use a racing line, right? So you got, you know, outer to an inner to an outer, right? That's the kind of typical line. However, here, there's a lot of outer zones, which is great for stacking in tandems. It also means tons of steering angle if you've got the power, right? So my car, I typically drive with reduced angle just because I don't have the power. However, so I drove with more steering angle here than anywhere else I've ever driven at because it's a different style of track than I'm used to, which was super cool. For example, normally I wear the inside of my tires, but you can see here, I'm using the outside of my tires. Like, that's wild to me. The inside really not worn out. The outside, you can see it's getting worn pretty good, real gummy here. Both sides are that way. Tire wear on the track, fantastic, all right? So the track itself, I'm pretty much in second gear the entire time. If I had a little bit shorter gearing, I could put it in third to throw it into the first sweeper and then downshift. But I'm just in second the entire time. I'll huck it an on limiter into the entry. Now, so the track being a second gear track and you're on throttle so much, I was really pleasantly surprised with how much tire I used. These are the tires I put on yesterday after a couple laps in practice. I tossed these on because the other ones I had were really, they're having some issues. But same tires I ran all day in practice yesterday. Well, most of the day in practice. All day today in, you know, an hour-long tandem practice session and my comp run. I mean, I probably got like 20 laps out of them, or 20 laps on them, and they still look pretty fresh. So tire wear is fantastic. I definitely learned a lot as a driver. I grew a lot as a driver. I think I'll be back. I just got to make some changes to the car to make it more competitive for something like this, because this is great to see how my car stacks up, and now I know what I need to do to change my car and what I need to do to change as a driver.